plug in the microphone. Hey, good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Tammy says it's won't you be my neighbor day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here as well. I don't know what the temperature is yet. Um, Hands camera's being a butthead, so that's fine. We don't need the stupid hands camera. Good morning. I'm Sarah Peasley, hand knitter. It's Monday morning, March something, 21. I don't know. Let's put on the fancy watch, gift from my sister. Thank you, Susie. Let's sign in. It's the 20th. That's weird. I thought yesterday was the 20th. um, I'm getting over a cold. I'm not happy about it. I'm happy that I'm getting over it. Last night was better than the nights before. And I'm not quite dressed. I woke up. Hi, Vicky. Good morning. Is it though? Is it the 20th or the 21st? I'll take it. Spring is here. There's just a little bit of snow from our latest March snow, and the sun is shining. You can see I'm in the Sunrise studio because that way we get the sun. I set my alarm to remember to get up for this because it's hard for me to get up, which is why we're here. Because Mondays I'm supposed to go to work. And the alarm went off, and I'm like, why is the alarm going off at 7? And I was sleeping deeply. I was having a dream about having my parents at the beach, a beach town, with a boardwalk. Like there wasn't a beach, but there was a boardwalk with our neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Seelbach, who I haven't seen since I was like 18, maybe. I don't know, weird dream. Everybody's probably not alive anymore. I know my parents aren't. I know that for sure. In case you're wondering. So then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing my live stream. And then I thought, I don't want to do my live stream. I want to go back to sleep because I was sleeping because the last few nights I've been coughing because when you lie down, snot moves around. It's not snot, but moves around and makes you cough. So listen, my nose is clear. It's awesome, but my throat is not. My drainage part is not yet clear. So I went here to YouTube, and I changed the title to say, I'm choosing to sleep in. See you next, because blah, blah, blah. Memory? I don't know what that means. Am I forgetting something? Anyway, I changed the title and said, I'll see you next week. And then I looked at my phone more and saw that I had a new subscriber. I'm like, well, shoot, what if she signs in to see my YouTube? So, Stephanie, if you're here, thank you. That's why I'm here. So hang on just a sec. I'm going to get dressed. Was that dream a memory? I don't think so. Oh, so anyway, I took a shower, which is amazing. I jumped up. I didn't jump up. I crawled up and took a shower, so I'm ready to go to work. I'm not going until 1:45, and I'm just staying long enough to cover for, that's a naughty kitty. I don't know if you can see. I'm just staying long enough to cover. I don't think you're supposed to be in that plant, Mr. Mustache, or are you looking at the artwork? Oh boy. He's looking at the artwork. Okay, well, we'll just watch him look at the artwork. Hi. Oh, do you see a reflection? Oh. Oh, I can't do it because I have to turn around and do that at the same time. There's a light. I'm making a reflection from something on me that's shiny. Probably the necklace. Nope, nope, nope. I don't know. Something shiny. That's what he's looking for. So at least he's leaving the plants alone. Hi, Woven Art Yarn Shop. It's nice to see you. Tammy, I am feeling better, but I'm just feeling better. And Woven Art Yarn Shop, says Tammy. Slept pretty well until I rolled over and woke myself up coughing and not doing too badly. It turns out if you wake up having a hot flash and you take your temperature, then you have a fever. But as soon as your hot flash goes away, you don't have a fever anymore. Just FYI. Just like, what? So I took a shower. This is exciting, and I got dressed, and I didn't have a clean bra upstairs, so I didn't put one on because it's Women's History Month, and why should we wear bras, right? We can't get paid as much as men, so why should we have to wear bras? Um, you're welcome. In the meantime, I had enough time. I went downstairs to the laundry room and got a clean bra and put it on. So, but seriously, men need to wear bras too. So I'm still getting ready. I realized while I was down here that because I jumped up and got in the shower, I hadn't taken my meds. So that's what we're doing next. We start with, it doesn't matter. This is my Wellbutrin. There's a fuzzy on my microphone. Which is, well, let's do it in order. First we have the Norvasc. So that our blood pressure doesn't spike and blow out our retina, for example, which we're still suffering from. And what's next? I'm looking at my... Then we went on the Zoloft, which evened us all out. Fun fact, I haven't cried since I started taking Zoloft. I kind of missed that. Then we had the Wellbutrin, which makes us want to actually care about things. Did you see me miss my mouth and drool? So there we go. We took our meds. We put on our jewelry. We know that I'm wearing a bra. The sun will be up far enough shortly that I'll be in consistent light. And then the last thing we need this morning is our tea. Today we have a, what are these called? Tumbler? This one's from, where the hell does it say it? Oh, it's on the other side. Hazlitt Vikings. Not very worn out. This is from when I think my oldest son was at, there's a Viking. Excuse me, which is clip art. It's just clip art. Like if you go look at clip art Vikings, you'll find that one. They just phoned it in. From the, spirit store in the high school, and it doesn't matter which son it is. They've been out of high school for a really long time. This was like one of my first tumblers ever, and it's holding up the best, just FYI. Better living through chemistry, you know it, Meg. Yeah, it's made a big difference. However, chemistry had nothing to do with me getting a cold. So I was pissed because I'm still wearing my mask regularly. The only place that I regularly take it off is a friend's house where I go to eat every week. And I checked with them and nobody's sick there. So that's not where I caught my cold. So I'm like trying to figure out, but I'm careful in the car with other people. I'm careful in public with other people. I don't know. I wasn't careful somewhere. Whoops. Oh boy. Okay, we're plugged back in. You unplugged me. Anyway, let's see how hot the tea is, because it's fucking hot. That's how hot it is. Tea is brought to you today by Lipton from either Meyer or Rite Aid. Agave syrup from the Wayback Closet because I bought it on sale and thought I'd use it. And then I'm like, why would I use agave syrup? Is it called syrup? Nectar? And then I ran out of honey. So since I'm not going to the store right now, since I'm sick, I'm using the agave nectar syrup, whatever the hell. And then I ran out of lemons. I had a lemon, but I ran out of lemons. So I'm using the giant bottle of lemon juice that I bought at the organic food store that expired in July of 21. So I opened that and I'm using that. So I'm getting better. Yay. Better living through chemistry. I will stop on the way home from my hour and a half or whatever at work and get some lemons and get some honey and something to snack on, man. There's nothing to snack on in this house. Hello. So, in case you guys haven't seen lately, here's Mr. Mustache. He's a little bit less of a butthead than he's been, so that's nice. He still gets thrown out of the bedroom every night, but this morning, the last 2 nights, it was about 6 in the morning. I'm talking about you. And last night it was 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. We're not going to dig at the sheets at 3:30 in the morning. But mostly he's been really good lately. We're coming to terms. Um, Last night, so while I've been laid up, I've been sitting in a comfy chair with my feet up, and I've been drinking, I've been alternating the tea with the water, with big glasses of water. So cup of tea, cup of water, glass of water, and feeling very virtuous. I'm hungry, so I'm eating. I bought a quiche from Meyer, like a finished quiche for $9, and I thought, well, can't beat that. And then I bought oh, and then my friend gave me an entire pan of sweet noodle kugel. So I've been eating my way through those two things regularly. Finished the kugel last night, and thank goodness for Naomi, let me tell you. And lots of breakfast items. So eating, and then so much fruit, lots of fruit. So I've been in my nest. I've been working on editing because editing never stops. Somebody has to pay the bills. Apparently, it's me. We should franchise. We should. Mr. Mustache needs to earn his keep. That's for darn tootin'. Yes. Tammy says, when you need your rest, like fighting a cold, it's okay to shut out disturbances. I know. There's a hilarious meme, or it's not a meme if it's a video, is it? My nose is so clear, it's just a pleasure to sniff. Oh, and then it turns out if you breathe through your mouth while you're eating, you aspirate your quiche. FYI. So then I had to learn to breathe through my nose again. Eh, um, of personal assistance for introverts, and that's all I'm going to say. It starts out, it's funny. I'm like, this is funny, and that guy just doesn't get it. And oh, that's, but he has a point. And then at the end, you're like, yeah, personal assistance for introverts. It was very good. It was brilliant, actually. So I'm working on the Sorrel vest. No, it's not a vest, Sarah. Pay attention. I'm working on the Sorrel sweater from, oh, I got it, Wool and Pine. Knitting is what I'm doing. After many back and forths to get going again, and then more back and forths because I screwed up, oh, what happened there? Mr. Mustache switched to the hands camera, which isn't there. Thanks, Mr. Mustache. He's my studio assistant. I'm working on it again. And it's beautiful, but you can't see it because Mondays are for beginning. I think what I'm going to do, so I have a Patreon account. Some of you are my patrons. Thank you very much. My French fries level tier subscribers, patrons, whatever the hell, beautiful people. The benefit that they start getting above all the other, the advantage to being a French fry patron is that you get a Friday live stream to complement this one that's at the end of the week, and I talk about finishing. And it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, so I'm going to bump it up to Friday at noon and spend an hour working on my project that I'm working on. And that way you get to watch me make mistakes, you get to watch me fix them, you get to listen to me talk about what I'm doing. So like Sorrel has a dip stitch that's bizarre and purling through back stitches, and there's a reason for that. No, purling through the backs of stitches, and there's a reason for that. And I can tell you, but like, I'll tell you things. I'll tell you about my knitting or crocheting or whatever I'm doing and talk you through it. And I think that's of more value than talking to you for half an hour at the end of the day about how tired I am. So I'm going to move that to Fridays at noon to complement this, which is Mondays at 9. Can't do Mondays at noon because I go to work. So watch for that. If you're not a patron, you're missing out. Um, See, patrons do things like help me when I'm sick, and I can buy lemons. So thank you for that. So I'm 2 rows away from being. I'm 1 row away from being done with the yoke pattern of sorrel, and then it's stockinette stitch for the rest of the thing. That's true. The next thing is short rows, but and they're German short rows, which I haven't done yet. So yay! But and but that's just stockinette stitch. So it was time to start something new. So that's what we're going to talk about. So on Saturday, I'd registered for a talk by Tony Lipsey on color theory. There's bigger title than that. It was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, I know color theory. I've studied it. I've learned about it. I've actually internalized some of it. I gut instinct a lot of it. People at the shop say, "I'm here because you know so much about color." I'm like, okay. I learned so much. I learned so much more. It was really valuable. So I was there were at least 5 before it started. When I signed in, there were already 5 pages of Zoom people, and I'm sure there were more as time went on. I didn't stop to check because I was watching with. I took like 6 pages of notes. It was amazing. Anyway, highly recommend if you get access to it. It was worth the $20 it took to sign up, let me tell you. So I pulled out her book because she talked about her book, which I already have and I've already made something from, but I pulled it out and I'm like, what? I could start something. I'm inspired. She didn't talk about Tunisian crochet like she talked about color, but in reference to yarn by the end. And I opened up to this page and I said, is that entrelac? And the answer is no. It's actually woven strips of Tunisian crochet. It's the Hazelwood Lattice Pillow from Tony Lipsey's Tunisian Crochet Handbook. And no, I don't get any money for any of this. I do think I need to start pimping businesses so that they send me mugs and I can pimp. Oh, see, there's the thing that was shining. Oop, it's the mug. Where's Mr. Mustache? Can you see it behind me? The little light. Boop, boop, boop. That's what Mr. Mustache was chasing when he got up by the plant. It's too hot, Sarah. Don't drink it. My tongue's already fuzzy. I don't know. I started a sentence at some point. Pillow. So I need pillows because my couches are deep, which I like, but most people don't have a preference for deep couches. So I have pillows for people to put behind them when they sit on my couch. Oh, like for month ends, which happens on Sunday next week from 1:30 to 3:30, where we weave in ends on our projects so that we get things done. So I'm like, this is a pretty pillow. It looks like entrelac, but it's not. I read through the directions. It's really simple. And I thought I could use stash. Well, no, I didn't say that. I thought, what do I have that's a heavy worsted or Aran? Nothing. I have nothing. But I do have, let's see if I can get the cat to go up there again. Well, it's not doing it now. Whoop, whoop. What was I? How did I make that before? The sun must have moved. See, I don't think I have long legs. I'm Thank you, Tammy. Most people don't have legs as long as mine. That's probably true. Most people who come to my house anyway. There's a sign at the door. If your legs are longer than Sarah's, you can't come in. Pillows. So pillows. And I thought I could make this pillow. I could use stash yarn. If I double worsted weight, who the hell knows what that makes, but it's bigger than worsted weight, right? I have lots of worsted weight. So I went through the stash, and first I found, by going through the stash, I mean I put away stash that was lying around the office. So now I found the floor, and Does your cat like look over your head and make you look to see if there's something terrible up there? Um, it's this is how today's gonna go. I found a big box of handspun from my friend Abby. Remember Abby the serial killer? If you've been with me for a long time, you'll remember Abby the serial killer. Well, I inherited a big tub of beautiful handspun yarn from her, all different colors, gorgeous. And I thought, well, I'll hold these double and make the thing. And then I went to, and remember, I just took a thing on color theory, right? I ended up with my box of grays and blacks. And I thought, I can use up grays and blacks. And then I realized that's what color this is on top, is grays and blacks, or gray, light and dark grays. And then I was like, I could have a pop of color for the back, and that's what this does too. So anyway, that's what I thought. I'll just gather the materials, and when I'm done with the yoke part, which is not quite yet, I'm one row away, do you remember? Then I can start this. So last night I made a whole strip. It's curly because it's Tunisian simple stitch, but the strip is supposed to be 2 3/4 inches wide. Do I have a tape measure here? I don't. Mr. Mustache, that yarn is not for you. Nope, nope, nope. And 17 inches long. I don't know. What do you think? I'm going with yes. So I did a strip at 7 rows, and I had to look up again how to do all the things. But it looks just like it's supposed to. Hi, that yarn is not for you. Oh, yes, it is. So now we're going to put this away. Can I have that, please? Thank you. But I got one done, and you need 12 strips. So I'm going to do 6 of grays. So I'm holding together like, all right, you can play with the yarn again. For this one, I held together these two. This, can you see this is more of a brown gray or yellow gray, and this is more of a blue gray. So together they made, gray. And then I used up almost all of this one. So yay, mission accomplished. And then I have another one that's pretty blue gray, maybe 2, and then some more that are yellow gray. So we'll blend those, get them out of there, and make 6 of those. And then I don't know what I'm going to make the other 6 out of. Maybe all different colors. And then we'll weave them together, because that's really how it's made. It's not entrelac, it's really woven. And then figure out a color for the back. I'm guessing dark gray for the back, and pops of color for the other front. But I don't know yet. I only made one so far, and it didn't take that long. And Mr. Mustache was pretty good throughout, because I had gone to bed and then pulled this out, and he's like, really? But he didn't dig while I was doing it, dig at the sheets like he does, so he approved. I have to put everything away because of you, which is good. Finally, something makes me put everything away. So it's 9:25. My tongue is burned from my one sip of tea I had. I still have a fuzzy on my microphone. And let's do our oracle reading, shall we? Oracle deck by Alexandra Tinsley, Wild Hunt Designs. Last I knew, she lived in Ypsilanti, Michigan, so Michigander. We're going to count this week. 1. Did you hear that? 2. That was kind of a clunky one. 2. 3. Okay, where should I cut? Low, high, or middle? I'm going to wait until you tell me. I already burned my tongue. Low, high, or middle? Where should I cut? Hey. Low, high, or middle? There is a lag between when I say something and when you hear it, and when you say something and I see it. Low, thank you. Okay, we're cutting low this week. Here we go. The problem is I often end up with the same cards. It's pissing me off. Might as well move the phone because it's not a camera. Sniff, sniff. Getting our snot back, Mr. Mustache. Here comes the snot. Okay, here we go. Maybe we can see them. Which way works for you? That's right? This is the bottom. Okay. The first stitch, we had this one last week, gosh darn it. The first stitch might imply that maybe it's time to start a new project, like say a basket weave pillow called Hazelwood. Um, it's obvious that that's a knitting needle, but it could be a Tunisian crochet hook that we just can't quite see. We don't do the long tail, continental style long tail cast on with Tunisian crochet, but never say never. So first stitch is a beginning. This is knitting, continental long tail cast on. I had a student in on Thursday who cast on the throwing way of long tail cast on, which the first time I saw that, I'm like, that's not right. And then I realized later, yes, it's absolutely right. It's just the other way. Okay, I don't know. I have nothing. The yarn bowl. So this is a funny story. I have 6-ish yarn bowls on my mantle over my fireplace. And while I think that's cute, I think they're going to get replaced. Remember when I was sorting rocks the other day? I've been putting them in pretty glass boxes, and I need a couple more pretty glass boxes. But I think the yarn bowls are going to be replaced by the pretty boxes with rocks in them. Excuse me, which is a little tall for people to see, but I'm going to try it out anyway. But then I don't know where to put my yarn bowls. Who needs 6 yarn bowls? Just sort of happened. The yarn bowl, this is a fancy one. It looks like it might be wooden, or it might be like one of those swirled polymer things. I'm just going to use those words like they mean something. It's got a ball of yarn that is not well, it could be an inside pole. What do you call that? Center pole. It doesn't look like it is, but it could be. The way I wind my center pole balls, it very well could be. And there's no yarn coming out, so that yarn hasn't been used yet. Or no, I'm going to say it hasn't been used yet, because if it was done with, there'd be a little strand probably hanging out, right? So we have the first stitch. When I do my first stitch, when I cast on, I put my right index finger on the stitch I'm making, I think, pretty darn sure, so that I have control over it. It doesn't go flying off that needle. So I'm just saying this person might be kind of new or has better control of their stitches than I do. I know you probably can't see because that stupid sun is shining. Stupid sun. But they've got, lovely nails, and they're holding their hand all fancy. So I don't know if they're new to that rodeo or not. And then here we are having pretty things to help us with our knitting process, or crocheting, or whatever. And our third is the drop stitch. So here we go. Drop stitch. So here's the first stitch. Definitely a knitting needle, definitely long tail cast on, continental version. Here's the yarn bowl. Definitely yarn, definitely a bowl. I'm very clever. And here's the drop stitch. Definitely knitting, definitely dropped. We dropped 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. We dropped down 4 rows. See those lines? That's 4 rows. So see, if you were a French fry patron and watched my live stream on Friday where I'm like knitting and I dropped a stitch, I would say, oh, it looks like I dropped down 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Do you see that? And then I would pick it up, and then you would see that. So it's kind of like teaching, because I'm not really teaching classes these days. I'm teaching Knitter's Choice. I'm coaching is what I'm doing. Seeing how that works. I'm not burned out of teaching. I'm burned out of the proposals and the social media and the paperwork and the canceling of classes because I don't get enough signups, and it was getting stressful, all the prep work. Love the teaching, love the students. I'm taking a break right now. What I'm doing now is you bring me what you want to work on and we'll work on it. No prep work over here, but lots of life experience coming your way. Okay, so that's why Patreon is important to me right now because I can do things like show you what I'm doing and you can learn from that. And then I can do something different and you can learn from that. And if you ask me a question, I could show you that. Okay, first stitch. Now, is this our very first stitch or is it the first stitch of a particular project? And does it have to be knitting or could it represent the first stitch of anything like crochet or Tunisian crochet or embroidery or machine sewing or whatever? Yarn bowl. So I'm just saying the first stitch of anything right now. Yarn bowl is having you don't need a yarn bowl, but it's nice to have a yarn bowl and they're pretty. So, you get to a point where you're collecting, maybe even before you start very seriously, you're collecting things. You have the money to spend on things, or maybe you ask for them for gifts, as gifts for a birthday or, you know, gifts. You know what gifts are, right? And whether or not you use them, this one is not in active use because the yarn's not coming through the little slot, but whether or not you use them, it makes you feel good to have them. There you go. And then drop stitch. Are we at the point where so now we've started a project and we have fancy things. Does that make us a knitter or a crocheter? Well, let's say knitter because we've got knitting needles on both ends. And I'm going to go with no. You're not a knitter until you've dropped a stitch and can pick it back up. It's not true, but I mean, this is, okay, I'm actually doing it. This is, okay, I'm actually getting fancy about it. And this is, oh my God, I'm in the trenches and I really have to just fix the damn drop stitch. So this is, yay for you for taking that first step. That's always the best thing. It doesn't matter what happens after that, you are trying. This is yay for you for, this is self-care. This is making things beautiful around you while you're doing the thing. And this is really doing the thing. So taking the first step, trying a new thing, making the journey beautiful and useful, but mostly beautiful, so that when you get to the part where it's hard, you're more likely to keep going. That's what my oracle reading is for you today. Being brave to take the first step, making the world beautiful around you while you do so, and useful. It's always the afterthought. And then when you get to the hard stuff, you're ready because you tried and you made your environment welcoming. So when you hit the hard stuff, you're ready. Okay, let's see what those cards really mean. Oh, look, surprise! I went over. The first stitch is Roman numeral 3. Look, now the light's good, now that we're done. New endeavors, new beginnings, potential, fresh start, inexperience. Also a literal voyage, travel, adventure, exploration. I'm going with adventure and exploration of a new project. Either a new project or new to you craft or new to you skill. The yarn bowl, 19, XIX. Protection. Oh, I didn't go that way. Guardedness. Having a wall up. Safety. Cautiousness. I didn't go that way at all. I went with beautifying your environment. I miss Mary Sunshine. What did they say? Protection. Guardedness. Having a wall up. Safety. Cautiousness. Okay, I didn't go there. Tammy's burned out. She needs a life coach. I think that we need each other, which is what we're doing here on Monday mornings. We are each other's life coaches. Because I get a lot from you, Tammy. You are my life coach. I have lots of life coaches, but you're one of my Monday morning life coaches. The drop stitch is 23. I can even read Roman numerals backwards. Like, oh wait, it's not backwards. Uh-oh. Don't laugh, Sarah. That's not as bad as it was. The drop stitch. Anxiety, stress, self-destruction, sadness, suffering, depletion, frustration, a sense of unraveling or deterioration. See, I went positive with this one too. Tammy agrees. That because you have been brave and tried, and made your surroundings beautiful and useful, that you are able to tackle the things that come your way. And that is not negative. They went negative. That's the positive. That's the, what do you call it? Anyway, be brave and try new things. And make it easy. Make it lovely. And sometimes we need to ask for help when we drop a stitch. And that's okay too. And that's what I'm here for. Okay, that's my reading. It's never actually a reading. It's always just an interpretation. But that's okay. I'm going to try not to burn my tongue. I'm going to drink some more tea. I'm going to work at 1:45, so I'm going to put my feet up until then, drink more tea. Perhaps I'll do another strip of my Tunisian crochet pillow, because now that I know I'm mixing grays, I can make 6 of them. I should have plenty of yarn for that. If I used up all my, oh, there's some more gray down there. That's darker. Well, that might be okay. There's a pretty skein. I think that's spun right round. What's that doing at the bottom? I'm looking at this, by the way. Can you see the spun right round down there in the corner? Oh, it is spun right round. Look at that. Worsted, black and gray. Happy Monday, Tammy. I will see you guys next week. I'm glad I got out of bed because I'm perkier. I'll see ya.